and the golden voice of Neil Rule. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
And we are live on Woodward Sports. What's going on? Welcome to Big D.
Big D.
Energy.
Let's go.
My name is Stick, filling in for the one, the only, the golden voice of Neil Rule. Where's Neil now?
He is being inducted as the president of the Detroit Media Society.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Big congratulations to our boy
is.
Neil Rule being announced this morning as the new president for the Detroit sports media.
You think I can finally get approved for some press credentials?
Like me, wondering where the music is, right into the break and stuff like that. Well, it must be our new TD guy, Stick.
I mean, it was a cold intro. It's okay to come. It's okay to have a cold intro.
We got a new
music.
guy in the TD booth today. Gentry on to bigger and better things. But guys,
he's known for his face, not really his board operating.
You better
skills.
not be unplugging any cannabis stuff in there. That's all I know. Ladies and gentlemen, in the TD booth today, relegated to Big D Energy, Juicy Jeff Iafredi. Welcome, Juice.
I'm very honored to be a part of the program. D-Mac, I will say this. It's on me. That's accountability.
Hey,
accountability.
It can only get better from here, though.
I know
that's
you
that's
wouldn't
the
have
best part.
stepped in there if Neil was here, so I'd say thanks for coming back. Appreciate you.
And maybe it's weird. Neil's out and I'm here. It's
shocking, right?
Yep, shocking.
Well, I think this is the way it was intended to be. We got an all-star lineup today. D-Mac, obviously you saw Juicy Jeff, and then the one, the only, Spencer Raxter.
Hello.
How you doing, Spenny?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. We were talking before the show. I'm on my old man shit right now. This is the first time in my life I feel like out of touch. I feel like I don't understand something, and I need a youngin to explain it to me. The NBA in-season tournament.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell's going on with it. I don't really understand it. Like, I just see every once in a while some teams are playing on a different court. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand how they scheduled it, where the losers go, how they play, because the schedule was released 82 games before the season.
Yes, it was.
Does this apply to the regular season? You think it's awesome.
I love it.
I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, so they did the group stage where the teams were put into groups and they play every other team in that group twice, and whoever has the most wins goes on to the knockout stage. And that's what they're at now. It's knockout stage. It's single game elimination. They had the first games last night. The Pacers beat the Bucks, and the Pelicans beat the Kings. So now they move on, and they're going to play each other. And the final four after the knockout stage go to Vegas, and they play in Vegas. And every game in this tournament, except for the championship game, counts as towards your regular season record. So
what about the teams that get eliminated? How do they make up the games?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when do we know that it's going on? Like, is it all set up now to where they're playing in sequential order? Or is it still like this game's a part of it, the pre-qualifying, this game is not?
Yeah, they're all playing in order now because it's part of the knockout stage, and I think the other games are on tonight. And the key tell of when it's a in-season tournament game is when they have the crazy courts and the different jerseys and stuff like that. So it's fun.
D-Mac, have you been following this?
We got Juicy here, and he's our basketball guy. So isn't the disappointment or why the check? Because you got to be checked out too. Because isn't this something that even in the back of our minds as Pistons fans, we were like, hey, let's see what we can do to compete in this play-in tournament stuff. And where did that go?
Well,
am I right or am I
no?
wrong?
You're right. The in-season tournament, I was never a big fan of it, to be honest with you. It's the NBA's way to spice up the regular season. I get it, and the winning prize pool, the money at the end of it, that's more so for players not making a ton of money. So I don't hate it. This tournament has an opportunity to make stars like Tyrese Halliburton. Dude showed out last night. And I think that's the platform.
He was good before the tournament.
But on this type of stage, it's an in-season tournament. I mean, people tune into it. I get all that.
Have they shown the TV numbers? Have more people been watching the in-season tournament?
That I do not know.
Yeah, I haven't seen the TV numbers yet.
Because, I mean, that's going to tell us whether it's relevant or not, right? And I'm a basketball fan. I don't give a shit. I have no idea what's going on. It's like, oh, that's a weird painted court. It must be doing something different.
To D-Mac's point about the Pistons, the Pacers are they were going at it with the Celtics last night, and they were on a similar timeline a couple of years ago. So, yeah, that's a whole other story, though. We'll get to that later.
All right. Well, the Pistons aren't in
Hey,
it.
Paul
We know
Thomas
that.
says, "Don't worry, give it a few years. You'll be completely out of touch in 5 years."
That's how I feel. Like, that's how I feel right now. Like, I'm not that old to be this out of touch with one of my favorite sports.
Hey,
like,
bro,
what
listen.
changes are they? Wait, there's a pitch clock.
Small flex, hey, small flex, bro. And I know that like things have changed in your life, and congratulations on being a part of the Cicerelli's bar and
Thank you,
doing
thank
that,
you.
which is the nightlife in your heyday. But dude, you're gonna have a kid here
Yeah.
in February.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like you're gonna have to sacrifice, some sort of thing. So the fact that in a year's time when we're talking about it, and especially if our home team in whatever league stinks the way that they do, you will be more out of touch.
I don't like this.
I
don't
no,
like any
and
of
that's
this.
because it's
You know, Pops.
Hey, listen. Sometimes some guys get to 40 and do it all at once.
tournament, Spenny. They just played 82 games, and then
old,
they
Pops.
decided at the end of this. I don't understand it.
Get with the times, old man.
I don't understand it either. Other than to me, it just screams. Okay, so in basketball, there's these 4 teams that are going to win every year, and then hey. Maybe check out. The NBA's forcing you to check out. Hey, but we got these other teams. I know that they're not very good, but we got some individuals down here you might want to check out. Oh, check out this guy's sneakers. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
To that though, Tyrese Halliburton should have been the Pistons pick back 3 years ago now.
Yeah, he had a like 26 point
are we going by
triple-double, 0
hindsight
turnovers.
by the Pistons record?
No,
or-
no, I'm going by the watch party that we did for the draft was like the first one we ever did in this studio, and I'm sitting there screaming for him, and then they draft Killian Hayes. And I gave
That's
Killian
terrible.
a chance. I defended Killian. I wanted him to be good. The minute they draft him, that's my guy, right? And it just hasn't worked out. Tyrese Halliburton is a beast.
Yeah, he's really
Absolute
good.
beast.
Still different.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. So we got Lions to talk about today. We're going to talk about Frank Ragnow. We got to talk about J-Mo. D-Mac, we really do you think he's a bust? Because I hear
I
that
never
term.
thought he's a dude. Here's the.
I love pissing D-Mac.
You know who
Yeah,
thinks
it
he's a
was
bust?
like-
This guy
Is
thinks
that
he's
Sam
a bust.
Flan- that's a flannel take, right? Exactly. No, I just thought that a guy coming off an injury who didn't play in a year that got back and ran into like a suspension problem, had a late start, and whatever needed time to get back in the groove. Look at the progression over the weeks from what you've heard out of Allen Park and Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, his teammates, right? The one I go back to, paraphrasing, the Herd. The Herd is taking them in, right? I heard Jared Goff's interview with Dan Miller talking about the fact is that, did you think that play was going to work? And he said, well, we work about all the time in practice, and J-Mo's so fast. So he's figuring it out. You mentioned it last time we were talking. His block downfield to Spring Montgomery in whatever game, which was unbelievable. So a bust? No, he was never a bust.
Well,
He
we have
just
that debate
needed
on the
time.
post-game show
Hey, I'm
all
sorry
the
that
time.
you traded up for the Ferrari, but the Ferrari and the engine that it needed a little bit more work in the shop before it got out on the track.
Yeah.
But I think that now what you're seeing is more, because it's the confidence in Ben Johnson putting him into the lineup, instilling him in these plays. Wasn't that play? The guys, that's the clip that I would have cut, is the reaction to the live stream the other day when you see him making that corner. And the commitment, too, because you see who this lead blocker was, even though it wasn't the biggest block. And
Jared effing Goff. That was a pancake block.
Oh, my God.
Have you ever seen
I think he's
Blindside when he
surprised.
drives him all the way down the field and threw him into the stand? That's what Jared Goff did on that block.
It was close to that.
That's
You have
how
to
I'm
see
going to
the
remember
replays.
it. That's how I'm going to
It was
remember it.
close to that stick. But the fact of just integrated. So to your fact that anybody who thought he was, just some guys just took a little bit more time. But I can explain the why it took more time. Injuries, suspension.
I wish you were here for the watch party, D-Mac, because my instant reaction was I turned to Anson and I just gave him the double birds. Like the minute he turned that corner. And you know what Anson's response was to that score? I don't know about that dive.
Yeah, but it wasn't a great dive.
That's where it is. Hey, but here's and to all the Ansons out there, right? Stickers, and I wasn't here for but you watched, and we always bring up SOL. And when I bring up Anson, it's not waiting to see it. What you saw is look at the way this team's finishing games out. We've seen it throughout the year, whether it's running out the clock, getting that first down to whatever. Two, Jared Goff, right, admittedly, was ready to take the sack until he scrambled around and saw Josh Reynolds his peripheral. Making plays. Doesn't matter how it's done. Winning games, that's what this team does. Now, yes, issues.
Of course,
right?
every
Injuries
team has
like
issues.
every other team.
Right.
But gosh darn it, guys, we're 9-3. Hello.
Spenny, how you feeling after watching Jared Goff become a mobile quarterback last game and just breaking tackles, blocking downfield? I mean, this guy does it all.
Jared Goff did not become a mobile quarterback yesterday. He had a good day. He was avoiding sacks. He was avoiding pressure. Stepped up, made the throws. Didn't have this amazing, Mahomesian day, but he went out there. He did what needed to be done. He didn't turn the ball over, and he got the win. So you got to love it. He had a good game.
Yeah. No, I thought with Jared Goff, the thing you want is to limit the turnovers. I think that's the main thing we've learned over the past couple of weeks is this team is not good enough to overcome turnovers.
Yes, I agree.
Well, they had been. They got lucky 2 in a row. They lost a turnover battle, but the imperativeness
For like
of what
4
you love
weeks,
to hear
though.
coming out of Ford Field the week before is we have to clean this up. And what did they do? They cleaned it up. They won the turnover battle. I love what Jameson Williams said too, because this was our mentality back in the Red Wings heyday. We don't lose 2 in a row.
Yeah.
We can lose 1. We don't lose 2 in a row, and it doesn't matter where it is. So the imperativeness of the schedule, losing the Green Bay, unfortunately, is to bounce back. And look at the way this team bounces back.
That's what cracked me up about the Lions fans panicking because the Lions were on a whole 1-game losing streak. If that's
how
I
they
love
did
that's
it.
where we are as a fan base right now, though. That oh my God, they're never going to win a game. They're going to drop the division. Here come the Vikings, and it's just no. And I think last night's game should actually make Lions fans feel better. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had the number 1 team potentially the number 1 team in the AFC going to take on, who was it? The Bengals without their starting quarterback. That should be a walk-in victory, right? If the Jaguars, who we thought they were, but they went down there and it was a tough game. They ended up losing. Another game, Kansas City, Green Bay. Green Bay all of a sudden beats Kansas City. These things happen in the NFL, and I don't think any of us have a different view of Kansas City right now than we did going into that game, do you? We know they've had their struggles with drops and on offense, but they are contenders at the end of the day. And I think everybody needs to remember that as Lions fans, too, because there's going to be another loss or 2 down the stretch. And you got to understand that doesn't mean it. That just means this team had a day. Maybe we didn't play our best.
Who was the most dominant team you saw over the weekend?
San Francisco.
San Francisco,
Yeah,
right? Did
yeah.
San Francisco not lose 3 games in a row?
In a row. Yeah.
What? In a row.
Right.
Right? Now, that's a different beast that we saw the other night that dismantled pretty much the Eagles in the Eagles' home den, right? So the fact is the adjustments. It's the health. Right, they're getting healthy, but the way that they dominated, we agree. Jeff and Spenny, was the San Francisco 49ers the most dominant team this weekend?
Yes, by far.
And they've lost 3 in a row. So it's about making adjustments, and we're not talking about them now. This should be number 1 team on everybody's power ranking, shouldn't they?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, by far. I mean, if that didn't display power, I don't know what did. Even though they have 1 more loss. Spenny, how's our internet looking right now?
It's not great.
Not very
Not
good.
great, yeah.
Do we got to plug into the other internet?
No, I mean, it's the stream on vMix, so there's not much I can do.
All right, well.
Must be Jeff. Yeah, Mama
Yep,
Jan said it. Jeff's messing around.
I was
It's
planted
gotta be
here for
juicy.
sabotage.
Hey, whatever it takes. Hey, you need the morning show to get more stuff,
Yeah.
and you can
Sabotage!
We're into whatever it is. Yeah, but you know where you're never sabotaged?
Yeah.
Lady Jane's.
Oh, it's wicked
Right?
awesome.
You can come to Lady Jane's Haircuts
Not
for
great
men
internet,
from
though.
award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams. All expenses paid. Sweet to the 2024 NCAA basketball tourney. That's right. No expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for men open 7 days a week. Walking anytime. It's wicked awesome.
My seat. All right, Fairway Packing. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's restaurants, hotels, Cicerellis with the finest of meat. You come out there, you get your dry-aged beef. Start your order today, fairwaypacking.com. 313-332-5114. Give them a call. Look at that tomahawk right there. Doesn't that tomahawk steak look good right now? Man, we need someone to cook us steaks here. Bring them on in. We'll have someone grill them. Go to Fairway Packing.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Winter's here, and if you're dreaming of a new home but feeling the pinch, we've got some fantastic news for you. Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Here's the deal. When you work with a Mark White and Associates realtor, they'll pay up to $5,000 on your closing costs. That's right. Buying a home just got a lot easier. Imagine having an extra $5,000 in your pocket this winter. With years of experience and commitment to making your dreams a reality, Mark White and Associates are your go-to team for all things real estate. This incredible opportunity won't last forever. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 and let them make your winter home buying dreams come true. Visit their website, markwhitesells.com, or call them at 248-290-8242 to hear the full terms of this offer and to begin your home search today.
All right. Jeff bringing in the beats. Juicy Jeff on the beats.
Hey, I don't know who has the ad reads. That's my bad. I didn't know Spenny did them.
That's all right. We didn't need to hear the first 15 seconds of what Spenny was saying. No big deal. I mean, the internet's working. The audio's sounding great. Thank you for being a part of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. I'm filling in for Neil Rule today, who is being donned king of the land for all media in Detroit. We must bow to Neil as he walks through the doors now. Did you know that?
That's true, yeah.
Did you know that, Jeff?
If you're a media member.
This is news to me.
At its feet.
Yeah, if you're a media member. He is our king. He is our prophet. We look forward to him leading us through the dark ages into the future and a renaissance of Detroit media around the world.
I think he did that to spite Jeff. He accepted that position to make sure he has the final say in whether Jeff makes it or doesn't make it in this world.
Neil is just holding on to that power.
That guy. That son of a bitch.
Shake
Don't
your
worry,
fist.
Jeff. He
That
won't
son
live
of a-
over your head.
Damn it, Neil Rule.
No, but congratulations to Neil Rule. I mean, one of the hardest working guys in sports media. Goes all over the place for Oakland. Make sure he's here every day. Mr. Dependable. Great guy to be around. Great guy to have a cocktail with. Great guy to just share time with. So, Neil, congratulations. We're happy for you. Welcome back to Big D Energy. Talking about the Lions a little bit earlier.
Lions, baby.
Hit on J-Mo a little bit earlier. But I want to hit on traveling right now to Chicago. Could be a day like this. Like it is here in Metro Detroit.
But windier.
Yeah, it is the Windy City.
It is.
But not technically the windiest city in America. Did you know that?
No.
All right.
What is?
A fun fact. I believe it is San Francisco or New York.
Oh,
Yeah, well, imagine that.
all those buildings.
Ocean breeze a little bit bigger than lake breeze.
That's
Who would have
fair.
thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
But either way, traveling to Chicago, the Lions have the perception of not being able to do well in outdoor games. Jared Goff has the perception of not being able to do well in inclement weather. Do you think any of those things are going to play out this week, D-Mac?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we saw it through this last weekend. You look at, we mentioned the San Francisco-Philly game. You saw some of the weather, but you look at the Pittsburgh-Arizona game that got, delayed a couple times.
Thunderstorms.
Rain coming down, and when you but you're used to it. You're ready for that, right? The wind coming off of Lake Michigan, rainy weather, stuff like this. I'm sure the guys will be preparing outdoors this week, so they'll be ready to play. It's a game that you got marked on the calendar as a W, but it's never easy in this league, and especially now, you're looking at some of the injuries, which all teams have. Justin Fields, is he the guy? You still have to stop the mobile quarterback. So there's still questions, but I don't think the weather affects us as much. You got to go out and play.
Spenny, do you think this is a prove-it game for Jared Goff? Because I know you're a Jared Goff doubter. I'm not going to call you a hater anymore.
Okay.
But you can't call yourself a truther. You can call yourself a doubter.
I'm a truther.
But then you're a hater. I mean, I'll meet you in the middle with doubter, but if you won't meet me in the middle, then you're a hater.
That's fair.
All right, then you're a hater.
I'm a truther.
Do you think this is a show? If Jared Goff goes to Chicago, takes on Justin Fields in some inclement weather, and leads the team down the field to a game-winning touchdown, or just a blowout in general, or a win, period, do you think more highly of Jared Goff, and are you more confident in his ability to go outside and win a ball game?
I mean, yeah, it'll definitely improve my perception of him playing outside, but this is a game they should win. They're better than the Bears. They are 9-3. This is a team that's fighting for last in the division, so you need to go out there and you need to win this game, especially if you're trying to make this playoff push. Everybody's fighting for that number 1 seed now in the NFC, so they need to go out there and win, and this is an important game for Jared Goff to try to get that monkey off his back of not being able to play in inclement weather, because it's not going to be nice in Chicago on Sunday in Soldier Field in December. It's not going to be easy, breezy, sunny day. People were like, oh, he played outside. It was like, oh yeah, Kansas City in August. Oh, dude, that's such terrible weather there. So we'll see. I hope it's nothing too bad, but he definitely needs to step up to help this team win.
D-Mac, when you're playing a team in such a short amount of time that you were down against early, you should have beat, but you came back and beat, what's your mentality going in the next game? Is it just let's show them that last game was a mistake and that they shouldn't have even been close? No,
your inadequacies of that game and what cost you is glaring in your face. To me, the quick start. I think this game speaks, and we're going to get into Frank Ragnow, maybe not playing and what this offensive line is going to do. But this game sets up to be that old school NFC North battle where it's on the ground because of the weather, whatever else. And when you give me David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs with the way that they are, you look at it's a Jared Goff. He doesn't have to do anything except take care of the ball and manage the game the way that he's done. Ben Johnson's going to come up with some tricks, but I think this is. I see it in the chat thread. Montgomery 3 touchdowns. It's going to be a ground and pound game, stuff like this. I would think that it is. So what worked? So to answer your question, Stick, what worked for you late, you will implement early.
And how do you make
the adjustments that you made?
I was gonna say, how do you make those coaching adjustments though? Because the Bears are
video.
The Bears are gonna look at the tape and see what happened at the end of last game and make their adjustments.
Let me ask you this: what was the apparent miss in the Bears game early on that cost us?
Starting out playing coverage and not pressing the quarterback.
So there you go. So here's the thing. What'd you say, Spenny?
I said I would say throwing 3 interceptions.
But say what you want. The Bears defense has been causing havoc lately. Didn't they force 3 interceptions last game too?
Yeah, their linebackers are good and they got a great corner.
Yeah.
So your argument imperativeness is not to be frivolous with the ball, and the fact is exactly what you came out with in the road game in New Orleans is the fact you did not turn over the ball. That was the number 1 game plan coming out. That's it, to keep it on the ground, to not have to do those things. Can we agree that it was more Goff was feeling himself a little bit and got out of the rhythm, and Chicago made him pay. That can happen once. I don't think it's the same thing. But to your point, Stick, I'm not worried about Jared Goff. That's the professional in him, and he knows that he can't afford that. He does that, we lose. Mm-hmm. Proven here, in the past. To your point about what coverage to play, yes, the adjustments that were made in the second half, you'll be ready to make them earlier. Whether you start off the same way or not start off the same way, but the adjustments you made, you won't wait till the third quarter or fourth quarter or whatever, you're going to make them early. And who cares? So then, you know what? Good. Chicago, you're ready for us to make adjustments? Then let's beat you because we're a better team.
Well, and part of my thinking is Dan Campbell's the type of guy that's like, all right, they're gonna know that we want to come out and run the ball. Let's fucking chuck it all over the field and let's just come out with it, completely surprise them. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell put together that type of game plan and came out with that, because everybody is expecting you, if it's bad weather, to run the ball. You have a good running game. And these are the type of guys that like to use what you expect against you. Mm-hmm. So I could see them doing that. Jeff, what do you see happening this Sunday?
I mean, you kind of saw it already against the Saints, the offensive line. I think this game starts and ends with them. The weather, the whole Jared Goff thing, I don't think Jared Goff's going to have to single-handedly beat the Bears. I think they're going to run the football. And the Bears are playing well. I mean, Justin Fields looked damn good at Ford Field. So we'll see in inclement weather outside. But the Bears are a threat, man. They're playing better. The defense is buzzing. I mean, Montez Sweat looks really good. I can't lie. I mean, his first couple games with Chicago, he's a couple sacks already. He's a dog.
Not
but
worth it, Spenny. Let's not have that conversation today, Spenny. 9-3 without him.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this: Justin Fields. Jordan Love looks good. Justin Fields to me is kind of just this. He looks good against the Lions, and then you see him against the Vikings.
Justin
and he
Fields
looks
is what he
awful.
is. He's a great running quarterback. He's a great running quarterback, but he's not a quarterback.
But against the Lions, you see that throw to DJ Moore, like he does things like that.
He's going to get a throw here and there. Listen, he has an NFL arm. He just doesn't have NFL accuracy. And every once in a while, he's going to put one on a dot. That's just what happens.
That's why, to me, this Lions defense, you talked about not turning the ball over. You can't turn it over with this defense right now with how they're playing. You just can't. And the personnel, the talent, whether it's AG, whatever you want to blame, turning the football over, the margin for error right now with this team, you can't do it. If you turn the football over, it's hard enough to win games, but it's going to have to go on the offensive shoulders this week again.
What you sighing about over there, Spenny?
Fucking streams.
Sorry. I thought it was about Jeff's opinion.
No,
damn it, Jeff.
I respect Jeff's opinion.
I do respect Jeff's opinion too. D-Mac, what you thinking over there?
No, I'm just thinking you don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. Like to your point, I don't need them to be overthinking and they're going to think this and we're going to think that. Just go out and game plan the ground and pound NFC North, because that's what you're made of. The next man up, with the offensive line and do it that way. Yeah, have those plays in there if you're going to use them to strike and surprise. But no, this is exacting your will on this other team, because this is a battle. And yes, Chicago is playing better and they have different guys, but you saw what they did against you when you took them a little bit lightly or weren't prepared right off the bat. So
and you know what? I would rather them come into this game by having that last game. Even though, like, when it happened, it was like, oh, my God, they almost lost to the Bears. I would rather that be happening right now going into this game than a blowout happened 3 weeks ago, to where it's like they're going to take these guys for granted. They're going to come in there maybe not prepared. Because of last game, this team's going to come in more prepared. So it's almost a blessing what happened, and you get the W.
To your point, if the almost took them for granted was last game, they're not going to take them for granted at all, because they know how close that was.
Yeah, well, if you want to go watch the game this weekend, Hamlin Pub, man. Pretty awesome spot out in Rochester. We did the post-game show out there a few weeks ago. They got some good wangs right there. Every Michigan sports event and NFL game, plus they got those game day specials starting at just $8. HamlinPubs.com.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests, for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Feldman Chevrolet, we are going to be out there next Monday in Novi, celebrating hopefully another victory Monday. And it's always a victory for you when you go out to Feldman because they're going to give you the best deals on all the Chevys. They're Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. If you're looking for a new car, you can trade in your lease. They're lease experts on all that good stuff too. So make sure you go to Feldman Chevrolet to get your new car. Welcome back to Big D Energy. Spenny, did you put in that AOL CD to update?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, is it buffering?
Right now, yeah.
So the AOL CD's working?
AOL CD
I just bought 60 more minutes, so we should be. Well,
okay.
Shit, I should have bought 90.
Yeah, it's true. It's all right.
All right. So we're good for 60 more.
We just gotta make sure nobody's on the phone because the dial-up starts acting up.
Is that the problem?
I think somebody's watching TV.
Hey, get off the phone! We're trying to do a show.
Yeah.
Hey, you think they get it right for E&E?
Oh, definitely.
It's ridiculous. Welcome back to Big D Energy. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. Darren McCarty over. Darren, why are you using your phone?
What's that?
Can't do both.
Yeah,
Because I'm messing up the internet.
We got the dial-up internet going.
Absolutely. Because I'm having fun over here.
The All-Star team, Jeff Iafrate in the sound booth. Like, you know it's a big day when Jeff is in the sound booth.
That's true.
Like, this guy.
That's the face of the franchise right there.
Look at that face. That's the face you want.
It's the face of the network.
Hey, I'm just blessed to be a part of the
I'm
program.
surprised he's not becoming the president of Detroit Sports Media.
I think that 3 years down the road for Jeff.
Yeah.
He needs a little bit more experience.
He's got it in his.
Hey, Neil Rule, coming for you.
But this is how you do it. You serve. This is how you do it, right? You serve your community.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen Neil Rule in that sound booth. That's all I'm saying.
That is
but
true.
It's, he would do it if he had to.
It's
fair.
Talking about Chicago and Detroit coming up this weekend. We talked about the offensive side of the ball. We talked about the game planning coming in. Aiden Hutchinson ended the game. Strip sack, fumble, safety last time against Chicago. Do you build on that going into this game? Are you still suspect on Aiden Hutchinson? Is the effort finally going to pay off? Or is this just a thing that D-Mac, you just keep grinding the stone, and eventually you break through?
Oh, is this Aiden Hutchinson's a bust conversation? Is
not
that
a bust.
Where you're fucking shit?
It's not. I'm not saying a bust. I'm
Gotta
just saying,
adjust,
is this
but
a
he needs
breakthrough
help.
game for him?
It's
got
not an
Bruce
Aiden
Irvin,
Hutchinson
baby.
thing. It's a defensive line thing. Right? So whether it's James Houston coming back or we need to find a way, pressure. Obviously, he's the guy that's going to take the blame when he's not getting sacks, but it's more of committee. And he's fine. It's sometimes to me it's more when he goes wrong, it's over effort. It's working harder, not smarter. If he works smarter, he'll be all right. But he's fine. And he can make those plays. So the fact that in the most crucial moment, that's when he makes the play, that's what I'm here for.
How frustrating is it as a pro when you run into those plateaus that you feel that he's on right now, where you're giving the effort, you're doing the right thing?
I don't think it's a plateau. I think it's a fact of how good he is, and the fact that teams have to scheme to him and double him and stuff like that. The frustrating part is that you have to understand it's a process, and you got to keep doing it, and it's not a results driven. To the fans, to the media, to everything else, to the Sam Flannels of the world, everything's results driven.
Oh yeah, it's not on a stat sheet.
But in the
it's not on a stat
concept,
sheet.
the coaching concept inside that locker room, it is not. It's keep doing the work, do the right work, and it will pay off.
Did you ever have a long stretch of games? Because obviously NFL games, one game's equal to 10 NHL games, essentially, right? Because of the way it matches.
I'd say 5, yeah.
5, 6. Okay. So did you ever have like a 5, 6, 7 game stretch where you just felt like all the effort is not paying off, and then finally it broke through?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's you see it in the. You see it in the best. Here, I'll use the analogy right now. Look at Alex DeBrincat. on fire. Like, he's a streaky goal scorer, right? Do you think he gets frustrated when he's got 9 goals in 6 games and then he doesn't score for 6 games? Does that stop his effort? No, he keeps shooting because, like Brendan Shanahan in the end, your shooting percentage is the same thing. Aiden Hutchinson, it's just gotta So what you look back to, Stick, is you go back to basics. And are your fundamentals? Am I playing the body enough? Is my first thing play the body, or am I thinking, make the play first, right? Am I thinking properly? Is Aiden Hutchinson thinking, control what I'm doing, do my job, and allow the other guys to do their job, or am I trying to do somebody else's job?
Sometimes you're overthinking.
That's what I'm saying. Aiden Hutchinson, it's overworking or overthinking or whatever like that. So you need it back to basics. That's why it's not just one guy. Like, it's help. So how are they going to figure that out as a group?
How do you get a guy to break through that, though?
It's just consistent.
Like
because
the overthinking. Like, what does it take?
It's sports. So like,
I mean, listen.
If you're a shooter, if you're a goal scorer, you got to keep shooting. The object isn't the great shots on net, it's the amount. Because so the
but
fact
do you have
is,
a trick, like, over the course of your career? Did you ever come up with a trick to
See,
be like, I'm overthinking right now?
Because
like, I'm a shitty softball player,
Stick.
right? I play rec softball. When I'm in a slump, I'll just go up there and sing a song to myself to try to get myself to stop thinking about my swing and just think about a song and swing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it helps me. Sometimes it
for
doesn't.
me, it
but
was
I'm
easy.
Shitty.
Because I could go out and grab a guy and fight.
That's what got you back on track?
Dude, that, run a guy, whatever like that. No, but that's the basics. Back to what brought you into the league.
I love that.
A lot of times is Aiden Hutchinson trying to do not only his job, but everybody else's. And what happens in life when things get tough or whatever, we all try to do not just our job, everybody else's job, right? That might be something. It's back to base. So he needs help in scheme. He needs help with everything else. But it's do we see him working smarter or harder? I go back to last year. At the beginning of the year, he's running around and the effort's there, but he's wasting his tank, right? Because he's running that. Then as the year went on, what did he develop into? Smarter, more of a hunter. Right? Like we see. Now what he's dealing with is all the double teams and stuff. What great players deal with in this league. He just hasn't found a way, or the guys around him haven't found a way to do it as a unit. That's what they're striving for. But again, guys, guess what? We're 9-3.
Yeah.
And we're still searching. And see, I still believe that there will be a breakthrough. I still believe that there will. Because why? Because I've seen it in the past, as the season goes on. Now's the perfect time. So he's fine.
I'm still laughing at the fact that when D-Mac was in a somewhat slump to get out of it, he would just fuck up some dude.
Somebody.
Just go fight somebody. You imagine being that guy, like, what is this about?
Sheet, you show you
no idea
shit.
it was coming. You're like, oh, D-Mac hasn't scored in a couple games. Oh, shit. Then people start understanding your rhythm. And it's like, what? This has to be about something else.
Right?
Wrong place, wrong time.
Be a goal scorer, and you got to, like, find the back of your net. For me, it's just go out and find a willing combatant.
So it wasn't like, you're just trying to find someone you knew you could beat the shit out of. Like,
that too.
Like,
depends if they're running around. It depends on what mood. Stick.
I love that.
You're not
so
picking
much.
on. No, you go. You know what? But here's the thing. This is deeper. No, you go against a guy. You go and pick a fight against a guy that could beat you up because you wanted to get some sense smacked into you because you needed something to change. It's
Lord.
almost on the. It's almost.
masochist.
It's almost on the same terms as a slump buster.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. No. But hey, so
listen,
you understand this because
there.
you've taken a punch before in a fight.
I think every man should take a punch.
Absolutely. No. But that's the whole thing. So the masochist is going to pick a fight with somebody that you could get your ass kicked and might get your ass kicked because then you feel like you sacrificed.
Right.
get back on track, and then maybe you find the net.
D-Mac's the one that came up in Fight Club, and they're like, what should we do today? D-Mac's like, pick a fight and lose.
Yeah.
He's the guy that came up with that assignment in Fight Club.
Meatloaf
Yeah.
Fight Club.
His name was Robert Paulson.
There it is.
His name was Robert Paulson. All right, we're going to talk a lot more Detroit sports coming up with D-Mac right here on Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. But first, somebody tell me about Premier's Pet Supply.
I will tell you about Premier Pet Supply, because when it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations. Over 50 brands of food, lowest prices, and curbside home delivery. Make sure you give your pet the best at premierpetsupply.com.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
For football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good. It's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. A gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you're missing out. Stick tells me they're so smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary, 25% off. Code word Woodward Glorious. Or go to www.gloriouscanna2ns.com.
Welcome back to Big D Energy, live on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. That is Darren McCarty. Jeff Iafrady in the sound booth. Spencer over there, like a hamster in a wheel, just trying to keep us on the internet. We appreciate you spending.
I ran that speed test on the internet, and it wasn't even that bad. It was just, I don't know.
Was there a scratch in the CD?
Yeah, I think so.
When the mailman sent that, I knew when it would arrive that our AOL CD was not going to work today.
It's true.
But either way, D-Mac, I told you during the break, the last conversation we had was probably my favorite conversation I've ever had with you. Like, knowing that you needed, like, what your slump buster was to go pick a fight with somebody that on the ice legally, that could beat your ass so you could get that, like, adrenaline back is amazing. And then someone in the chat, I forget who said it, said Aiden Hutchinson just needs to go lay on a 15-yard penalty. That's going to, like Bruce Irvin, and that's going to spark him to have 3 sacks. And, sometimes you need that, right? Sometimes a little bit of cheap shot to get you fired up. And Ndamukong Suh was a great player. He took a lot of cheap shots.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't hurt your team in the long run, there's a certain time when you can take that penalty.
Yeah. I love that, D-Mac.
Stick, your reaction to when Derek Carr got hit during the watch party, my God.
Well,
you knew right away.
It used to be the best part about our game, right? You go out, you pick a fight, 2 combatants, you don't hurt your team. You get 5, you guys both go sit out.
What would you do if what happened in the Philly game, the Philly-San Francisco game, like one of their security guards tried to fight you? Like, imagine you were playing the Devils.
No, you got
and all of a sudden there was a security guy
Green law's gotta be
D-Mac.
bigger than that, dude. You can't put your hand in the guy. Like, you would bring it. The fact that in that situation, in a heated situation, because the bottom line, what you have to think about first is your team. What's going through your head if you're a team guy is how I don't make my team sacrifice. Even though I want to slit this guy's throat, for lack of a better term, right?
Allegedly.
I can't do that, right? And the best of the best push those limits, right? But don't cross those limits.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shout out to Don, the security guard for Philly, for getting one of the best linebackers in the league ejected from the game. I mean,
so you're a Dom fan.
What's that?
You're a Dom fan.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do like from where it was, and if that's a security guy, and it wasn't it was like, guys, enough, right? More the I had no problem with what he did, and you know what? I had no problem with what the league did. If they were going to kick one of them out, kick them both out. But I mean, I don't know. Are you going to sacrifice a coach for a player at any time?
Every time. Every time.
Right. That guy's just more of a legend
and
now.
He's not even a coach. He's protecting the coach. Like, okay, I'm going to surround. Like, that's what you should do every game. Surround your coach with security. And anytime there's something on the sidelines, have him get in fights.
Bring him home.
My biggest thing on that play is Greenlaw's got to be bigger.
Yeah.
Anytime you got to be bigger. You thought he didn't get pushed. Everybody saw it. You get to be martyr. Yeah. No, instead you put your hand in his face back, and I know it's a stick. You're asking me about what means more. That's the thing about being a team guy first, not putting your against the team. And sometimes because you brought up Ndamukong Suh, but you look at the Bruce Irvin play. And was, third down, 15-yard or whatever, that won you the game. That got Derek Carr, arguably Derek Carr out with some of the passes. I mean, but I'm just saying,
no,
here's my point.
Who hit that bell? Who hit that fucking bell? Did you hit that bell or was that Spenny?
Here's my point.
No way.
There's a time and a place, and that one didn't hurt you.
We got to have a conversation. That play almost lost you the game. It was 3rd and 17.
Yeah. No, I get it.
You were going to get the ball back and stomp on their throat. What do you mean it won them the game?
Derek Carr was zipping it, though. D-Mac's not wrong on that.
He was zipping it, but it was 3rd and 17?
I get it. But Jameis, those throws that Jameis couldn't complete, tell me right now, would Derek Carr complete them late in the game?
I don't know. If Grandma had balls, would she be Grandpa? We can't predict this stuff.
You know what the difference is? Here's the difference. Right? When you're a team, listen, when you do something like that, and San Francisco proved it also. But as your team, you rise to the challenge. You rise to the occasion, and you can't say it.
But
because what happened?
To say it made the game.
What were the results?
I love the hit.
What are the results?
They did win the game.
Thank you.
Yeah, they did win the game.
What are we in the NFL?
But to say they wouldn't
in the
have
NFL,
otherwise.
we're a results-driven league. Maybe not in the NCAA.
Well, they were
it doesn't
winning to
matter.
that
But in
point,
the NFL,
though. It's not like they came back. They were winning already. They never trailed.
But there's a time and a place. And,
I know.
And when
I love the hit.
When things like that happen, your team has to respond.
Because they were driving. They were driving after that, too. Even when Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston were there. That tip ball, that
tip ball was a fluke.
It was a fluke, but that's what the fuck happens in the NFL. If a tip ball gets intercepted, you're going to credit it to Goff, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I would.
Hey, Pistons fan 11 in the chat. This is where I was going with this. He says 15 straight completions for Derek Carr.
One?
Yeah.
15 straight completions for Derek
Carr. Part of the game.
It was 3rd and 17 though.
Before that.
If this was 1st and 10, I'd say okay. It saved you the game because they were charging, but it didn't save them the game. It knocked out the quarterback, and it was a great hit. I love the hit. I'm just saying it didn't. The game was still won if that play didn't happen because they weren't completing 3rd and 17. Lions were getting the ball back and going to go down and score again. I know it.
It's fair.
Huh? I'll give it to you.
Someone brought up Jalen Carter crying in the chat. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. Yeah, because he took bad, stupid penalty. Mm-hmm. He swatted a guy not once, got away with it. He hit him twice.
So for all the Jalen Carter guys, do you want to cry baby on your team?
Does Dan Campbell cry?
Yeah, when he's proud.
He cries when he's proud. He doesn't.
He doesn't
cry mid-game. Have you ever seen Dan Campbell cry mid-game?
When he loses games.
I don't want Jalen Carter because I don't want selfish plays like that. It's the emotion on the sideline. I'll take Jalen Carter on
this team right fucking now. I don't care if he's crying or taking penalties. He would be this best interior defensive lineman we have.
Dan Campbell's not crying in games, Spenny. He has emotional control during games, and that's what cost him, is he doesn't have emotional control during the course of battle. You can break down after battle. You can break down after you get in a fight with somebody because you're going through something. But if you break down in the middle of it, you're weak.
Coach can't, player can. It's not weakness. That's frustration, and you see what led to it. But that's the immaturity.
Did you like Caleb Williams?
Stick. To your point.
Belly crying?
Stick. To your point, that's immaturity from a player.
Right.
You can't have a coach crying on the sidelines during a game. You're absolutely correct. But you can have a player, and when you see it out of frustration or whatever, not being a crybaby, that's what it is. But that goes too. Why didn't you draft Jalen Carter? Because maybe mentally, again, wasn't one of their guys. Because Dan Campbell don't want that on the sideline.
Jeff, you were a Carter guy, weren't you?
Jeff, you're a crier. What were you saying?
Two things can be true. Yes, I was. I was a Carter guy. But I'll say this. I'm over that stuff, man. Jameer Gibbs, he's a stud. But again, I said what I said. This team needed an interior defensive lineman. Jalen Carter was my guy. But you can't complain about Jameer and Sam Laporta. I can't. I just can't. There's nothing to say. Sam Laporta is a top 5 tight end right now in the league as a rookie.
Top 3.
So, top 3. Not 3.
Not 3.
Not 3?
Top 3, not 3.
Top 3, not 3. Did you see Stephen A. Smith's top 5? Lions not involved in the top 5. Cowboys at number 2.
Ooh.
Frauds.
I wouldn't put the Cowboys at number 2.
But you can't.
I'll put
You
them
don't
over
think
the
the
Lions.
Cowboys are one of the top 5 teams
I
or
think they
number
are.
2? What do you go? San Fran,
Cowboys,
Baltimore.
Yeah, you're
Philly.
nailing them.
City,
Philly, and then Dolphins.
Okay, so then Detroit 6,
This
6 or
top
7,
5
right?
list.
So what are we talking about here, right? You're bringing up, are we lucky or this and that, and right? There's deficiencies that we have in our team, even though we're finding a way to win, to plug it in. I have no qualms with that. I think actually the Cowboys are one of the teams that's been rolling in the past 3 or 4 weeks. I have no problem with that list.
Yeah, but what are we now? The NCAA?
I'm a little different with the Cowboys because I've seen this story before. I've seen a 12-13 win Cowboy
Yeah, but
team.
guys, we're talking week what? 13?
Yes.
Don't talk about like down the road. Talk about right here, right now with what you've seen. We all know they're going to do the Iowa thing.
There you go.
Right?
We agree.
The Cowboys are the Iowa. Right? They're going to Kurt Ferentz, Mike McCarthy,
I
Jerry.
would say the Cowboys are the Michigan of the NFL.
What?
What's wrong about that?
I mean,
do they have the most annoying fan base in their respective league? Yes. Do they fall short in the playoffs every year they've been there? Yes. Are they always hyped up in the preseason every single year no matter what? Yes. Are they probably the biggest brand in their respective league? Yes.
So when Jim Harbaugh said they're America's team, you agreed?
No. I don't think the Cowboys are America's team either.
Who?
I like it though, Spenny. Hey, great arguments.
It's a great argument till you ask about the facts.
What are the facts?
Some people would though stick.
They're America's team then.
Championship since the 60s, like the Cowboys. That's a fact.
Why do you hate Michigan so much?
Because I'm a Michigan State alum. I fucking hate Michigan.
But why?
Because they're pieces of shit. I hate them. I have multiple siblings that graduated from Michigan. Multiple cousins that graduated.
And do you
House
hate them?
divided.
And how's the holidays?
House divided.
How's the holidays?
Holidays are great. Holidays are great. I mean, I still love them. You know, it's all respect. I just fucking hate them. At the same
So
time.
when you watch the game New Year's Day with them, how's that go?
I'm not going to watch it. Well, I'll watch the game without them.
I love the brotherly.
And I'm not taking a victory lap if they lose because Michigan State's dog water. Just like I didn't do last year. Me and Flannel were on the desk for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz without Ermanni, Edwards, and Maz. It was me and Flannel because it was holiday after Michigan lost crazy. I didn't take a victory lap. I'm not going to go, oh, Michigan lost in the playoff. Like, Michigan State sucks. I can't do that. But they are the Cowboys of the NCAA. It's true.
Go blue. Say it, Spenny.
Fuck no.
Say it. Just
Fuck
once.
no.
Just say it for me.
Go green.
Go blue?
Aiden Childs.
What's that?
Aiden Childs. Go green.
What'd you say? Aiden Childs?
Aiden Childs.
Hey, they'll find out.
Oh, the quarterback that just transferred there from the transfer portal?
I know Spenny's so excited about that. I know he is.
I am. It's going to be good. I'm excited for the kid.
I want you to be excited. I think the state's better when the rivalry's good because there's a lot of people that aren't as passionate as you. Like me, I went to University of Detroit Mercy, baby. Go Titans. No football team. I just root for good football. Like the year of the trouble with the snap, I thought that was an awesome game.
Yeah, I was there.
I'll take those games every time.
I was there. It was amazing. I was sitting in the Michigan student section because my cousin gave his tickets. They were lining up to storm the field. Jalen Watts Jackson, but it's in the past.
Jalen Watts Jackson, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, by the way.
Sat next to me in coaching basketball class.
There you go. Yeah. We got to take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk more Lions and RIP Tuesdays.
RIP Tuesdays.
Can someone fill me in? What's RIP Tuesdays?
Somebody that died over the weekend. Somebody you're putting in the coffin.
Who you putting in the coffin? What have you seen?
This is going to be fun.
Plethora.
Well, let me tell you about Planet Fitness. You want to stay out of the coffin? Get your health together. Go to Planet Fitness. $10 a month where your fitness is essential. They got locations all over Metro Detroit. And you can sign up. Do it before the rush of the New Year's resolutions, people. Start getting in your gym routine now at Planet Fitness.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Co., official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan-grown, family-owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators. And because the weather's changing, folks, get on it. SnowX, plows, and salters. Outdoor Equipment Co. has it all. You can buy it. You can rent it. 0% financing. They'll even deliver it to your doorstep. Go check them out today, OutdoorEquipmentCo.com.
DJ Jazzy Jeff over there in the sound booth, making sure we sound good right now, bringing in the beats. Welcome to Big D Energy live on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule, who just got knighthood in the city of Detroit. They gave him a part of Belle Isle. They are awarding him with sky rises across the entire city. I believe he is now the mayor of, quote, the district. Yeah. So Neil Rule getting honored today by Detroit sports media, becoming the king of all media in Detroit. Wasn't Terry Foster?
He was.
Did he have that crown last year?
He did, yeah.
So Terry Foster is bestowing it upon Neil Rule, and we are honored to be in such great presence of Neil Rule every time he graces us in this building. I'm sure he will acquire another furnace, perhaps another air conditioner this summer.
I believe it. Makes sense.
Congrats, Neil Rule. We love you.
Congrats, Neil.
My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule.
Wonder what that bag looks like.
That is Darren McCarty.
The King's bag.
I prefer your bags, Darren. I got to be honest. Jeff Iafrady in the sound booth, and of course Spencer Raxter is here. So here we go. You guys call this RIP Tuesday.
RIP Tuesday.
All I hear is Jeezy.
Jeff,
RIP, I just killed the club.
Do you know where the music is in there?
Do you have an RIP that just killed the club?
Damn it, Gentry.
We usually have RIP.
It's too bad Gentry wasn't here. Yeah, we got.
Jeff's texting right now. I'm sorry. He's not even looking at the board.
No, I'm getting the drop for you fellas. Give me 1 second. I got you. Because Mike, he got mad. We used the drop on the morning Woodward show.
So we took it off?
I'm just trying to gain permission from Gentry if I can use it. That's all.
Dong.
All right. Well, who wants to kick it off?
I'll kick it off.
All right. Let's hear it, Spenny.
RIP Florida State. RIP Florida State. Everybody knew it was going to happen. I know, some Michigan fans will tell you 90% of college football fans thought Florida State was going to make it.
Absolute horseshit.
Not horseshit.
Absolute horseshit.
They're not one of the 4 best teams in the country.
Absolute
they didn't deserve
horseshit.
to be in there. Bama would beat them by 40 points.
Absolute horseshit.
So, RIP Florida State. If Jordan Travis didn't get hurt, you would have been in there, but it's not how the cookie crumbles. It sucks. It won't be this next year. You won't have to worry about it next year, so look forward to that. But yeah, I think the committee got it right, and yeah, Bama deserved it. Florida State it sucks. You know, they did everything right, but when you have your starting quarterback go down and your offense looks putrid after that, they're not going to put you in the college football playoff to get blown out by 40 points. So
to me, that's the dumbest thing that has ever happened in college football. It is such horseshit that they left Florida State out of the playoffs. I don't even know why they play games anymore then. Because there's really no sense in winning games because it doesn't fucking matter. If you got Nick Saban as your head coach,
who would win right now if Florida State played Bama?
That's not the question.
That
Who
is
won
question.
all season?
Who's a better team?
Who won all season?
They told you the entire time.
Who won all season?
They told you the entire time leading up to it. It's not who deserves it the most. It's who are the 4 best teams in college football.
And so once again, why don't we just look at the rosters at the beginning of the season, say these are the best teams, and fuck the regular season? There's no sense in even playing a regular season anymore.
There is, because if your starting quarterback goes down and your offense can't score more than 10 points, you're not going to be as good as you were when you had your starting quarterback.
You know what that robs? Athletic integrity. That robs 04 Pistons versus the Lakers. That's what that is. That would rob us of that because it'd be like, oh, this team on paper could never beat the Lakers, so why would we even fucking put them in?
Yeah,
they don't have a 20-point score. They don't have all-stars. They don't have MVPs. So why do we even play the games? And this is what I hate. You just robbed a potential great upset in college football.
Stick, you're not listening because Spenny told you that they told you that this is what they were going to do. It's not right. I agree with you, but they told you the rules of the game.
But I can tell you it's horseshit.
This is the last year of 4 teams. We're going to take what we think is the best one. Florida State, you don't have a freaking chance, right? The fact that it is does everybody look around and say that these are the 4 best teams, right, in the country, right?
Yeah.
Where Washington was the team, and I stood here and argued with Neil that they would win and get in, right? Like that was the no-brainer right there. Texas was what they did. Like, I mean, to say that these are 4 most talented team, I think that they got it right, but it's not fair, Stick. But Spenny's right. They told you what they were going to do.
There's 3 teams.
It was writing was on the wall.
There's 3 teams outside of Bama that I would put in over Florida State.
That's great. But they didn't win.
I would put
so
Georgia,
why do we
Oregon,
even play the games if it's just like, well, you know.
They didn't win. What do you mean Bama didn't win? They won the SEC. The only team they lost to
Texas
was the number 3 team in the country.
Okay.
So don't say they didn't win.
They took an L, did they not?
They took 1 L, yes. And
there
they
you
still
go.
have their starting
Did the
quarterback.
ACC have a winning record against the SEC this year?
Oh, yeah. What teams?
Did the ACC?
Show me the
Who
matchups.
cares if we're talking about tougher divisions and it was harder to win for Bama?
We're talking about the best teams in the country. Is Florida State, without their starting quarterback, one of the best 4 teams in the country?
I guess we'll never know, and that's the fucked up part.
No, we know.
They do have the best to win in college football.
They have the best defense.
Alabama, they have the best to win in college football. Can't argue that.
They do.
Can't
they
argue
beat
that.
the number 1 team in the country.
I just think it's bullshit, though. I mean, you're a Power 5 conference. Your conference has a winning record against the SEC, which is supposedly some fucking powerhouse, which clearly isn't if the ACC's dominating you. I mean, it's just, it makes no sense to me how you leave that team out. But needless to say,
R.I.P.
we can move on. R.I.P. Florida State and R.I.P. integrity of the NCAA.
What integrity?
Exactly.
Yeah, there was never
integrity.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
Well, what little there was it is now
none.
pissed on and buried.
Yeah, the NCAA.
Why are you guys acting new?
Yeah, they're probably
like if the writing was all there on the wall, like you just didn't believe that they would do it.
I'm sorry, D-Mac. I thought playing the games mattered.
It does, not in the NCAA. In the NFL, it does,
Yeah.
because it's all about winning the games. Anyways, hey, I'm going to listen. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, and I'm hoping this gentleman's okay.
Oh, God.
But I'm putting the side judge in the football game who absolutely snapped his leg in half. One of the worst things that I've seen since the Jason Kendall running through first base and breaking his ankle on first base. But I hope that gentleman's okay, the side judge, but I'm going to RIP his side judging career. He might move up to the stats booth or somewhere else. But if you saw that live, out of bounds, and I bring this up all the time.
He broke his tibia.
I bring this up all the time. When I played in the NHL, and you'd be out in the ice, you'd be playing, and then you go and you wouldn't be playing, you'd stand outside at the Zamboni end and watch the game and go, holy cow, it's really this fast. it doesn't seem that when you're playing. NFL football field's even faster at field level. So these guys coming in 15, 20 miles an hour in those collisions, dude, it's horrific. So whatever your name is, sir, I hope you're well, but that would be the last of your sideline judging, holding up the first down marker.
Jeff and I were talking during the game, and life comes at you pretty fast. It was... Oof.
Someone in the chat, it's sick. Detroit Dabber said his leg ran a slant route. That was uncalled for. I didn't say it. I'm just reading what he said. It's kind of funny. I can't lie.
All right, do you guys want to take a break, or you want to do Jeff and myself right now?
You guys go.
Oh, yeah, you guys go.
We got
6 minutes.
We got 6 minutes? Okay, yeah. I'm off my time. I don't know what the hell's going on. Jeff, who died this weekend?
R.I.P. to who some may call the young prince and Trevor Lawrence. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who had an opportunity to chase that AFC. It came down to Jake Browning, the legend that the Bengals didn't know they had. 350 passing yards and 3 incompletions. Jake Browning, more passing yards than any Joe Burrow's ever had this year. Isn't that crazy? R.I.P. to the Jacksonville Jaguars. If it's long-term, I'm sorry. C.J. Beathard, he ain't it. Jacksonville, R.I.P. Jacksonville Jaguars, they're Super Bowls.
Did you hear, Browning threw for 90 touchdowns in high school? 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe he took Washington to the playoffs.
Yeah, he was the leading passer in the Pac-12.
I don't know about you guys, but as the game went on, he looked more and more comfortable and he looked more and more dialed in.
And not to get on my old man shit again, but that's what happens when you draft a guy, let him learn 3 years in a system, then you can implement him. It wasn't like you're just drafting a rookie and throwing him in there. He knows the system. It looked like he was managing it. They even mentioned it. He was making checks at the line of scrimmage. He had control of that offense. All right, R.I.P. I kind of want to do 2. 1, Derek Carr, R.I.P. I mean, he got absolutely thrown down to the pits of hell. If the Superdome didn't have a cement bottom underneath that turf, he would have been buried at least 6 feet deep. Bruce Irvin came through there, picked him up, form tackle, shoulder to the chest, and drove him through the ground, which you're not allowed to do.
You aren't.
You are not allowed to do that.
You are not.
And I'm okay. I understood the penalty, but the reward was worth the risk.
Mm-hmm.
And R.I.P. Second R.I.P. I want to send out to Flannel Sam.
Ooh.
And I cannot believe this is the first time Flannel Sam has been R.I.P'd on this show.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams is now trending upwards. He was trending okay, but now you're starting to feel the momentum of the coaching staff talking about him in a positive light. You weren't hearing that earlier in the season. You were hearing about how he had to earn it and how he had to work and practice. Now you're hearing Dan Campbell calling him gasoline, pure gasoline. Throw this guy on the fire, get things hot. So all the haters, all the doubters, and everybody that doesn't understand a coaching staff bringing along someone properly, Flannel Sam, your opinion of Jameson Williams can now rest in peace.
Sure.
Fair enough.
Can we just say he's part of the team now and he's good?
Yes. Yes, we can.
What's that?
Can we just say he's part of the team now and he's good? We don't have to hold him to any special standards now. We just got to view him as the player that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just time. I mean, holy cow! Some people need to be dated. Right, Jeff? You can't just always run down there and it's the baby bull and the big bull, right? You
Absolutely.
You still got to bang everything. Dude, just take your time to figure what it out. But to Jameson Williams' credit, he's come to work.
Yep.
And the only way you do that is because, and whatever you want to say about him, and everybody leaning to, look at Instagram, look at doing. You know what? No, he got kids 1 years old. Put him around men like he's around now and let him show you that he can learn and act like it. So I love the fact that every time you hear that they go out of their way to talk about him because he is gasoline or he is part of the herd.
I just like how they're talking about him.
You earn that.
You know?
You know what you hear when he's not? Crickets.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I said earlier in the season. They really didn't talk about J-Mo. When they did, it was about him earning his reps, earning that position, earning his way onto the field. Now you feel like he's jumped that hurdle. He's earned his way on the field. Now they're going to earn his way even more into the offense and even more about the game plan. And now you got to start game planning for J-Mo. Even if he only gets 3 touches a game, he's a threat to put it in the end zone every time he touches it.
You had the game plan if he was in the roster because of the speed and because of all the different ways. Now we're just...
But now you're seeing it on display. Like, holy hell. I mean, how fast was he on that double reverse? Like, he made fast guys look slow.
You know how fast he is? Just listen to his teammates or people tell you how fast he is. These are guys that play with him, that see him every day. Like, when a professional athlete tells you, look at this... You should look twice because it's something really special. Mm-hmm. It's not normal because normal is special to us, right? Normal's special.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You know, God bless him, but give the kid props because he's doing the work. And you know what it is? And here's the thing. Last year when he's around and injured and carrying the football, you're in the culture. You're not a part of the culture. Now he's integrated into Lions culture, and when people game plan, when they think about the Detroit Lions, his name's got to come up. Maybe not first, but it's got to be in the conversation.
Yeah, he is going to be identified every time he's on the field. So whether he's making a play or not, he's making a play, and that's what you love about Jameson Williams, right?
Dude, we've already talked about that. So it's like look at just and you look at how hard Gibbs. Takes contact on it, ain't afraid to do it. You look at the way Jameson Winston, his blocking's been as impressive as his speed. Because that wasn't one of those things that was, talked about.
And that's effort-based, right? So once you see the effort, you give him a little sugar. And once you see more effort, you give him a little...
It's wanting to be there for your teammate.
Yeah, and it's not about playing favorites.
That's an us thing.
And it's not about playing favorites. Like, everybody looks at where he was drafted, but the minute you walk through that door as a rookie, it doesn't matter where you're drafted now. It matters what results you're putting on the field. So now this is results-oriented, and we're happy to see it. You want good results? Swiss Insurance.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Football season, everybody on the brain. What a great season it's been. Lions, Michigan, everybody being excited. Well, it's also the perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance, and you should shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance Group. They cover Woodward Sports Network. They should be covering you, too. Give our buddy Mark a call. Swiss Insurance today, 248-800-4177, or go to SwissINS.com.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Hey, do you wear clothes? We got clothes for you to wear. Go to woodwardsports.com/shop and you can buy clothes. So you don't have to walk around naked, especially it's getting cold outside. You want things to cover up your body, and we have those for you. They go on your head. They go on your chest. They go on your arms. They go on your legs. We do not quite have socks yet, so those are the only part of the body we can't cover at woodwardsports.com/shop. So if you're into wearing clothes, there's only one place to get them. woodwardsports.com/shop. Welcome back to Big D Energy. live on the Woodward Sports Network. Hello to Alyssa checking in right now, Lady James. So, everybody, hello, Alyssa. We have, of course, Jeff Iafrady looking sexy in the sound booth today, bringing the all-star team together. I'm filling in for Neil Rule. That is Darren McCarty, who whenever he was in a slump would pick some poor bastard out of the crowd and beat the hell out of him. And that is Spenmo Rax, who is actually wearing merch that we have available at woodwardsports.com.
Check it out.
That is a mock of the Pistons one. That's lovely Nick Leach put together for us. R.I.P. Nick Leach. R.I.P. Nick Leach. Love Nick Leach. Anzalone could be back this week. What did you?
Thanks. Shout out, congrats to Anzalone for baby.
Yeah, and
daughter.
his family getting back.
What's that?
His family getting back. They were caught over in the ruckus going on across the seas too.
No, that's awesome, and that's got to be starting there a big weight off his shoulder. But yeah, I brought that up. You brought Anzalone, so he could be back. They're looking this week. But my question, during the break and stuff to you guys is, did you like what you saw in the adjustment without him in the lineup? Because obviously we want him back. Obviously, the play call and stuff like that. But did you not see some development and growth? Especially, Juicy, you brought it up, Jack Campbell, right? First rounder. Were we happy with what we saw in the adjustments and the way the linebacking crew played with Anzalone out?
I mean, when you're taking on a guy like Alvin Kamara, that's a true test of how you're going to be with an elite back, because I still think Kamara as an elite back. And Jack Campbell stepped in and did his job. And you love to see that, because sometimes people question productivity when you're not getting the looks. And sometimes it's just a matter of getting those snaps to being the guy that has to be in the position to make those tackles. And Jack Campbell was in position last week, and he made the tackles. There were no glaring plays where you're like, oh, I don't know if this guy's going to play in the league. And, Anzalone, to his credit, he's gotten much better, but 2-3 years ago, he was getting burnt by guys like Alvin Kamara. Now he's improved so much. We talked about him being an MVP of the defense at one point. Mm-hmm. How you feeling, Jeff?
Oh, I love it. I think Jack Campbell, what he showed against the Saints is exactly what the Lions wanted to see drafting this man, 18th overall. What an opportunity. Anzalone, this linebacker room, we know how deep it is. Like Malcolm Rodriguez, Derek Barnes has been another one.
Derek Barnes
he's turned his whole career around.
But to me, might be the most improved player on the roster as far as what he's brought, because that's the one guy that I wanted. I'm glad you brought him up, because quietly, right? And the biggest thing is, was it missed tackles that we'd say how many times, not bringing guys down, but not only has the tackling been, pretty much spot on, but also some coverage, right? Which is sort of allowed. I thought that you're going into that New Orleans game. I consider Alvin Kamara a top back in this league still, because he can run it and he can catch it out of the backfield. But, and it's the confidence that they built in a win without their leader in that unit there can only, to me, from experience, that gives you confidence.
Spenny, what do you feel? Because I know you're a big critiquer of the Lions defense. You're not a believer in it.
No, I'm not.
Do you think bringing Anzalone back is obviously it's an improvement, but how much?
It's definitely going to help. I mean, he's our best defensive player all year, and I don't think it's arguable at this point. He's been making plays everywhere. It's impressive to watch, but the linebacker room is probably one of the deepest rooms that the Lions have on their team. We saw Jack Campbell in his natural position stand up and make plays. Jalen Reeves-Maybin was flying all over the field doing great things. Malcolm was in there making plays. I was confident that the linebacker room could get it done without Anzalone there, but having him back definitely helps.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. I mean, this has been the Achilles heel for the Lions as a mobile quarterback, and having Anzalone back is going to be a big deal this week, because that's the one thing that Jack Campbell, if you could say, he looks a little slow, a little hesitant.
Which is odd, because coming out of the draft, his athleticism scores were off the charts.
It's a different level, man.
It is. It's
a different level.
And that's what I think people forget, too, for linebackers. It's one of the hardest positions, I think, for a rookie to just dominate any linebacker. I like Devin Lloyd, who came out a couple years ago, and his stats his first year, you look at the stat sheet, and you'd be like, oh, not too bad. He was benched at one point. It's hard for a lot of linebackers to walk on and just dominate.
I mean, Patrick Queen, I think, is a really solid linebacker for Baltimore, and it's taken him 4 or 5 years to get there, right? When he came out of LSU, I thought he was going to be an absolute monster going into the Baltimore defense, going to be the anchor at middle linebacker. And it's just this year that he's turning into like a true dominant force.
Well, isn't it because that's the tweener? Like you do not in a game have any time to hesitate, and plus the linebackers who have 4, 5, 6, 7 speed, they're not cornerbacks that have 4.2 speed or 4.3 that can make up mistakes, when the ball's in the air, or readjust to that it's about confidence, right? And it's about trust, and why. To the point, who's the best linebacking unit in the league? San Francisco? Yeah. But they've been together, right? And how is it when you watch them operate? It's like the three of them. It reminds me of sort of the grind line back in the day. They're on one wavelength. They don't think. Fred Warner doesn't think. He knows that if he's going here, Greenlaw's got his back. That's what I think we're trying to develop into. To the point, right? Coming even out and knowing this from going from junior or even the minors to pro. It's time. Mm-hmm. It's less time. And what do I mean by that? If in junior I get the puck and I have 1 second, 2 second, 3 second look, in the minors I have 1 second, 2 second, in the pros I got one, right? Not even. So that's right. It's not that continual speed up. So it's just about catching up to speed, and it's the more that they trust each other, and it's the development of that. So I think it was huge, not only to Anzalone being out to win the game, but what you saw, and maybe today, this week, they're talking about in that linebacker room about the confidence that they have, to adjust moving forward.
And you talk about Jack Campbell too. He had to play against Big Ten offenses, and now he's in the NFL. Like things, and that's why I think you brought up Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith was a big part of his development too now, and I think that's what helps with Anzalone being there for Jack Campbell. It's not saying Anzalone's Roquan, but having a veteran like that who's playing at a high level, it helps.
Yeah, it all helps. I mean, culture helps. And we're still building it in Detroit.
Don't you break down linebackers when you see like it's like skill or smarts or whatever like this? Like Anzalone, right, has speed, but he also seems like he's a student of the game, right? So. And that's sort of a lot of the times the experience is what he's been through that Jack Campbell just hasn't been through, that he's trying to, let him know, hey, this is what this means. And then it's trusting that. If I tell you that, like, hey, Juicy, for example, you know what? You might want to get your hair cut because you said you were going to get it cut, right? Reevaluate the situation and see what it is. It's the same sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Everyone needs a DMAC, right? Jack Campbell needs his DMAC.
There it is.
So how do you feel about AG then and the defense as a whole? I mean, everybody comes to them as the weak spot of this team, even though they're 9-3. And that's to me the interesting part. I understand that the defense is never going to win us a game. The offense has to win games for the Lions. The defense is, you can't put it on them. The offense has to show up every game if the Lions want to win. But that doesn't mean that this defense isn't good enough to get us where we need to go.
The defense can make a stop, right? Like it's different, and yes, it's frustrating on some third and longs and stuff like this. But at the crucial times at some points this year, they seem to be able to get a stop. Now, we're not going to bank on our defense to win the game.
Right.
We've proven that the other day. We don't take the ball out of our offense's hand. We're going down with them, right? But the fact is, the first question is, do they have the talent on defense? That's the first question you have to ask. And I think, yes, maybe not. And so do they need to get a few more guys? Yes. The bigger question that you're asking about Aaron Glenn, I think it's, for me, does he adjust quick enough, right? What do we see around the league is you'll see a team come out, first possession, run it down, but then they get shut. How do they get shut down, the rest of the half or whatever? Well, they're making adjustments or whatever. I just think that he needs to make those adjustments sooner. We mentioned earlier in the show about it wasn't until the Chicago game, because we're going to play them now, that we didn't make adjustments till later in the game, that it helped and it worked from playing zone to man to stuff like this. I just think it's more scheme-wise. So, yeah, he's the right guy for the job right now, right? And it's a bend but don't break defense.
Yeah, turnovers. Got to keep getting turnovers.
So that's it. And if
they got them last year, and they got pressure last year, and you'd assume they'd be better this year, but it's just not coming together. And that could have to do with Mosley being out, Gardner Johnson being out. Those were your two. Those were your level up pieces, right? Those were the guys that were supposed to take this defense from here to there. And now they're gone, so you're kind of back at the same exact defense you had last year.
Except you're better at the linebacker. Like that's your strength. The question marks is your defensive line, right? And the pressure and like that, right? CJ Gardner-Johnson's out. There's still questions in the secondary, but if the question that's sort of been answered, we're talking about is in your linebacker core, hasn't it? Like where more of the confidence comes. To me, that's sort of.
I still don't look at the Detroit Lions defense and like see the guy. Brian Branch is probably the closest guy we got.
And he's still learning.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to be fully developed, but unfortunately he isn't right now. He's a rookie.
You just brought up, Stick, and I think this is the most important about this defense. They're going to get better.
Yeah,
it's like you know what? So not only with this year, but as they progress in the draft and stuff, this defense right now is the worst that it's going to be.
Yeah.
So look at it in that aspect, and it's good enough to be 9-3.
I mean, everybody gives John Lynch his roses for what he's built in San Francisco. He's been there 6 years, though. 7 years, right? Brad Holmes been here 3 years, and look what he's built in Detroit. So give him till year 6 and see how this defense looks. Then we'll have some things to talk about, because I hate being held to the San Francisco standard right now when everybody looks at John Lynch as a great GM. He's won a Super Bowl. He's won some playoff games. And the Lions are gaining on them. And that's all you can ask of a team that's building right now.
Amen.
Yeah. I don't think Brad Holmes is at the point John Lynch is at right now where he's wheeling and dealing. I think that's coming for the Lions. I expect that next year.
2024 is a big boy year.
Like John Lynch knows the windows now, so he's out there making
it was last year, right? Because they were supposed to win last year. When they made look at the deal they made for McCaffrey, right? And they won that deal hands down a million times over, right? Which you're saying for the load that they gave up, you should, you're almost setting yourself up for failure, but no. That's when you know you're in that window to make that move.
And give him all the roses you want, though. He did trade 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance. So we can you can do good and bad things.
You're absolutely right.
Joe Dumars won championships. He also drafted Darko. So both things can be true.
We like that on this program.
Yeah. You know what I like? Big Boy and their comfort foods. Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods. I'm talking about potato pancakes, or try the veal parmigiana, or the new Southern Comfort chicken bowl. Top it all off with a gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop by your local Big Boy today. Big Boy, down home comfort.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
How would you like to win a 100K Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcentron.com/Vegas. The 100K Vegas getaway is here for you, and you can buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. Go to drinkcentron.com/Vegas to figure out how you can sign up to win.
Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule today. Darren McCarty is here. Jeff Iafredi, you just heard from the one, the only Spencer Raxter. You guys want to talk about Michigan versus Bama?
Absolutely.
We can talk about the game. I want to talk about the reaction, because that's kind of sparked some debate on the Twitters.
You know what? And here's the great thing. I'll give you my personal reaction from an athlete's point of view, and this is of watching, and I'm talking about, if you've seen the video that was out there on the Twitter or the X, as far as when it was announced who was number 4 Alabama, and it didn't look
Terry
like
Foster and Ryan Ermanni have been going back and forth on Twitter. It's been funny to watch.
The initial reaction as an athlete, to me, it seemed like it was more disbelief in. They thought it was going to be Florida State because of the top 5, and when you're saying that, it wasn't like, oh God, Alabama. It's like, oh shit, your reaction of Florida State just got effed. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's like, oh, Alabama. Because here's the truth. And anybody in that Michigan organization or a Michigan fan, this is exactly what you want. Why? You want all the smoke because this is the game, right, that puts everything to bed as far as cheating, scandal, Connor Stallions, this and that. You go and beat Alabama in this game, and no one's talking about the scandal. You're going against Nick Saban, you're going against Alabama, and whatever else. I've seen what Dave Portnoy put out that
$1 million.
$1 million. I actually know a guy that will actually take that bet, Dave, if you're serious, but I don't think you're serious. My guy's definitely serious. But the fact is that this is what you want. Because I know for a fact, if I was sitting here and they were playing Florida State and then it was Washington, Texas or whatever, no one's going to care about the game. They're all just going to talk about the cheating and all this and the perfect pathway to this. No, you want the smoke. You want to go out and prove it. To me, this reminds me of the Detroit Red Wings playing the Philadelphia Flyers in the 97 finals, where we were supposed to get run over or we couldn't do it or get over the hump and stuff like this. No, take everything. This is what you want. And this is everything that Jim Harbaugh should embrace, and this Michigan and your fandom should embrace, because this is the way you want it. If you got to beat Alabama to get to the national championship and then finish it off against Texas or Washington, which I'm going to assume probably Texas, the way that they're playing, then there's no question about your national championship.
Right.
So this is the best thing with what you've gone through to hush the naysayers, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're saying it is, D-Mac. It's your chance to prove anybody on any level wrong and just shut down the entire argument of you didn't earn it or something helped you. Nothing helped you along the way.
JJ, let's go. Let's give me all the smoke. Let's go.
I mean, Zach, I don't want to see, play, as much as I don't care about Michigan at all.
That was a lot for Spetty, to be honest with you. He gave him a little bit.
Jeff, you saw the reaction of the Michigan players. And what side of the fence are you on? Do you think that was, to use D-Mac's term, do you think that was scared, not stoked?
Oh, yeah. You can listen, Ryan.
You think they look scared?
Yes.
What I laugh at, Stick, is Michigan, and this isn't all Michigan fans. There's a lot of Michigan fans that would be honest, but if I'm a Michigan fan, there's no way in hell I want to play Alabama. But at the same time, D-Mac makes a great point. To be the best, you got to beat the best. And they have the best win in college football. So for storyline purposes, this is perfect for Michigan. But that reaction, you can't convince me that everyone in that room they felt bad for Florida State. Are you kidding me?
I don't think they felt bad for Florida State, but it was
it's having, here it is. There's 3 teams. We just mentioned Stephen A. Smith. You're breaking down your top 3. Who's it going to be, that last 4th team? And you're sitting there going, well, it's got to be. No one's ever put a top 5 power ranking out of it. You're going in there thinking all this stuff. It's more shocking. Then you realize, oh, it's Alabama. Now you got this smoke.
I mean, you don't think they went in prepared for whoever it is? They were just shocked to find out that the NCAA's stupid?
I don't know. If I'm trying to think from my perspective, if I'm in that room, I'm a Michigan fan, and I'm thinking it's going to be Florida State, and Alabama pops across my screen, you're damn right I'm going to go, oh.
Yeah.
Like, damn. Okay.
See, I didn't look at it that. I just looked at it as confusion. Like, what? Like, that because that was my reaction. I was watching it with a couple people, and I was just like, oh, they screwed Florida State. Because I didn't think they would actually do it. Fuck over a Florida State team who had run the conference, got their conference championship. Other teams with one loss, you can't put them above them, but they did. And I was just as shocked. I didn't think they could do it because they had never done it. It had never happened before. But this year, for some reason, maybe it's because Michigan was number one. Maybe it was because they got to award Nick Saban because they've held him out a couple years during the same situation. But I was shocked that the NCAA really just gave away all their credibility and just pointed to the fact that, kids, no matter where you go to college, it doesn't matter. Go play for Nick Saban, lose, you'll make it to the finals. Because if you win over here, we're never going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Does winning the SEC not mean anything?
Yeah, I guess it means nothing.
It means
Beating
nothing.
The number one
Yeah,
team
that.
in the
It's
country
not just
doesn't
winning
mean
the
Do
conference.
losses mean nothing?
You won.
What
Well,
are we doing here?
Yes,
Just
they lost to the number 3 team.
Yeah,
And they
losing your starting
Right.
quarterback mean nothing?
So who did who did Georgia lose to?
The number 4 team.
Okay, so then, why aren't they there?
Three's
Who
lower
did
than
Ohio
4.
State lose to? The number 3
Oh,
team.
guess what? Neither
They're
of those
all
teams
losses.
did. They didn't win their conference.
They're all losses.
They didn't win their conference.
Florida State did.
Yeah, and they lost their starting quarterback.
See, now
You just said it.
there
You
it
just
is.
said before
There it
we-
is.
Before we even
It has
started talking
nothing to
about
do
this,
with the regular season.
You said Alabama is the tougher matchup. If Alabama's the tougher matchup, they got it right. They're the better team then.
Right now they are, yeah.
You can hit that bell all you want, but there it is. It's not about the product on the field. It's about an injured player.
Here's the question.
That's not why we play the game.
Quarterback is healthy. Is Florida State 4?
1,000%. Yes.
1,000%. That's why the best team, because they're not the best team.
It's such bullshit.
It's NCAA bullshit.
Did they put Ohio State in when they had a third string quarterback?
Quit trying to be reasonable when you're talking about the NCAA.
But didn't they put Ohio State in when they had a third string quarterback?
And they went undefeated.
And they won the championship.
And they won the championship.
But
with
they
that
put him
first
in after he went 59.
You guys just proved my point.
He won 59.
You just proved my point.
No, Stick. You want your point proven? Cardell Jones went in there and won 59-0. If Florida State would have gone in and put up 40 points,
you didn't give the kid a chance. You didn't give the kid a chance. So wait, you're okay with Ohio State having a third string quarterback? They were undefeated.
They were undefeated with that quarterback throwing for 59-0, if I'm not correct, Jeff, right? Like 6 touchdowns. Florida State, if the guy went out and they knew they had to do that and they aired him out and he did something like that, then they might be there, but they didn't.
If he went out there and looked like Cardell Jones did, they would be in there. But
okay, so it's not about your first string quarterback getting injured.
It's about
where are we moving this goalpost to, guys? Where the fuck do we put it down?
Stick, listen to yourself. It's the NCAA. They move them wherever they want.
And so are you guys. Like, that's what doesn't make sense.
We're talking about the NCAA, which is why we're talking about moving them.
We don't know. We don't know, Spencer.
Then how can you
we know
say
one team's undefeated and we know another team took an L.
How can you say, like you said earlier, Alabama's the tougher matchup if you don't know who the better team is?
We don't know.
You know.
You don't know. You don't know.
Florida State would Florida State beat Alabama?
So why do we play the games?
Do you think Florida
State beat Alabama? Damn right they
would
can.
Not beat Alabama. No, they
what is that? Auburn almost beat Alabama.
Yeah, and they did.
And Auburn's dog shit.
Boston College almost beat Florida State when they had
exactly. So that's why we play the game.
Michigan.
That's why we play the game. You're proving my point once again.
No, almost don't matter. Almost don't. Would they win? No, they would.
Someone was getting screwed either way.
Would Florida State beat Georgia?
So screw the team that lost.
But they believe that the loss of Travis Hunter, there's a significant drop off.
You don't know. You don't know.
You do know.
No, you don't know. There's not enough sample size to know. There isn't. It's a guess. You don't know what that backup quarterback is. Was he a 5-star recruit coming out of high school? Was he a 3-star? Was he Tom fucking Brady backing up Drew Henson? You guys are making all these presumptions of what this kid is, what he can be, what Florida State is, but you don't know, and we'll never find out because we don't get to see it.
Alabama right now, that game's a pick-em. If you look at all the sports books, I get your point, Stick. You got to play the game. Oregon was favored. They lost against Washington. I get all that. They'd be at least a touchdown underdog.
You know what we do know? You know what we did see? against Louisville, the daunted defense of Louisville, that quarterback go 8 for 21 for 55 yards.
Okay.
Is that what you want to see in the college football
Did they win
playoff?
the game?
The NCAA did not want to see that, Spencer.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. He's not good.
Anyways, if you guys are going to get a bet in for this football game.
Oh, and 9 of 16 for 86 yards against Florida.
Yeah, wait.
You want me to start pulling up all the Alabama quarterbacks like stats?
Yeah, but that's Alabama with the rest of their team. Yeah. You're not talking.
You're gonna base. You're gonna base everything off one game.
NCAA bias.
One game.
2 games.
I do think there's a little bit of
for over 100 yards.
One game.
Or complete more than 10
But
passes.
they won the game.
2 games.
Isn't the goal of playing the games to win? Not throw for yards, Spence?
And the goal of college football playoff is to have the 4 best teams playing. And Florida State with him at the helm is not one of the 4 best teams.
Especially when the NCAA said, we're going to go with the 4 best teams right now. Just like Guardian Alarm, you guys. Guardian Alarm, they offer you customized solutions.
Stay out, Florida State.
Experts, you can say it in a minute. Professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring, calling time, day or night. No other Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. But I need you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people who've been proven to care, whether it's business, whether it's personal. Guardian Alarm, they don't care. They just want you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out of logic, NCAA.
Stay out of the college football playoff, Florida State. You're not one of the best 7 teams in the country.
Stay out of playing regular season games because they don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Guardian Alarm, look, security experts. Tell them, Big D Energy.
That
We sent
vaunted
you.
Louisville defense held them to under 100 yards.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. On Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule today. He will be back tomorrow wearing a crown, having a gavel. What all comes with the Detroit Sports Media president? Does he get Secret Service?
Another furnace?
Tinted windows that's bulletproof?
I think so, yeah. I think he gets another Range Rover.
Another Range?
Yeah.
All right. We got Darren McCarty on the desk with us. Jeff Iafrate here in the sound booth. Spencer Raxter and Spenny. We just had a heated debate about this. One question for you.
Yes.
If Florida State beats Georgia, will you retract your argument?
No.
So it doesn't matter, once again, it doesn't matter if they win a game?
No.
Then why are we doing this?
Because they're going to both rest all their best players. It's going to be nobody versus
That
nobody.
is true. Brock Bowers is not playing.
Nobody's going to play in that game. Because it's a meaningless
Can't win with these guys. Can't win with these
What
guys.
do you mean?
That's facts. It's true.
Yeah, nobody's going to play in that game. If it was a regular season game and they were completely healthy and everybody was playing, then yeah. But this is going to be a game where no important player plays.
Man, there's a lot of qualifiers to convince Spency about anything. You need a lot of qualifiers. Well, if this happened, if this happened, and then this happened, then...
Well, Stick, to your point, if Georgia rests all their top guys, is it the same Georgia team that you're talking about Florida State beating? No. So to Spencer's point, he's right. If it was, so that's the fact. So to your point, we'll never know.
And that's the tragedy of the situation in my eyes.
Hey,
that's the tragedy.
Peaceful Tim just commented, Spenny, what if it was MSU?
If I'd obviously be more upset, but I would understand it.
Okay.
Like I do now. If MSU was playing and Kenneth Walker, if they were right at the edge of making the playoffs when Kenneth Walker was here and he went down and wasn't playing the rest of the year and they didn't put him in because of that, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It sucks, but it makes sense.
That's fair.
Well, you won't have to worry about that for a while, so don't worry, Spenny.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll be all right.
We'll see.
What do you guys want to talk about now? What are we feeling, D-Mac? You want to go to the chat? You want to take some questions?
About them Wangs.
Do we want to go talk about the Red Wings?
Let's talk about the Red Wings. Big game tonight. Buffalo, obviously continuing. They've won, 5 of their last 6 after coming back from Sweden. People are asking, do we expect Patrick Kane in the lineup tonight? Probably not. Yeah. But I would expect him Thursday, possibly at home against San Jose. A little update, though, because Gentry and I were talking before. Today is a maintenance day for JT Compher. But in practice, the line of Joe Veleno centering Alex DeBrincat and Patrick Kane. Second line, might see that. They're bottom line is this team can score goals. They're going to continue to be able to score goals. What am I excited the most about Patrick Kane is seeing him carry the puck through the neutral zone on the power play for the setup, which is, a small little thing, but that's what speed can do. So we're not worried about scoring goals in this team. It's in the defense in the back end, but again, they find a way to do it. It's a common theme this year, right? Where we get frustrated because we see this team get up not just 2 but 3 goals and sort of let other teams back in. Again, they did it, but bottom line, again, they're finding ways to win and keeping themselves in the hunt, and it doesn't get any easier. So, and real quick, thoughts and prayers to Dylan Larkin and his family with what last week. There's speculation and to all you winners out there, and I do mean winners in the loser category, I'm being facetious, who were speculating on different things. So thoughts and prayers, but that just goes to show you the resilience of a man, and you never hope that anybody has to go through that of losing a child in pregnancy, but shout out to him and his wife, and he's a professional, so I think that when you take into the account what he's been playing through for this year also goes to show you a little bit more of, how solid a human being is. So he'll be back. A lot of times in tragedy, and I know this in the toughest parts of life, to have your family, which is your team, which you spend more time with, at this part of his life, he's spent more time with his hockey team. So it's important to be back, but he'll be ready. He'll be ready to go when he's back out there. So I like where this team's at. It's a lot like when we talk about the Lions. Yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement, but guys, they're doing it. Mm-hmm. It's that progress. We're seeing that progress, and I guess maybe the same thing as that I asked about the Lions, where this is the Lions' defense will get better. It will get better, either by adding guys, either by schemes. We feel this. So will the Detroit Red Wings. So the fact that where they're at right now makes it exciting. And again, Buffalo. These are the 4-point games that you hear about. You can go in. You're looking to go in at least get a point in Buffalo, but this is a team that you're battling for in your division. Buffalo hadn't got off to the start they wanted, so drill them while they're down.
Yeah, it feels like the Red Wings are on the right track. I just think we've kind of been spoiled with the Lions as of late, where it's like, wait, Lions rebuild didn't take so long. The Red Wings, they're doing the right things. You're seeing the progress. It's just not getting there in 3 years. It's going to take 5.
It's a different sport because here's the goal. You're not trying to fall off the hill. You're not just trying to get there and not get there. You're trying to be consistent and to get there and get back and to build it and to be what it was. Steve Yzerman knows one way, and that's playoffs, right? So get back in the playoffs and keep building so that when we sit on this desk in September, October, to the beginning of training camp, we're all talking about where are we going to be positioned for the playoffs instead of making the playoffs.
And playoffs with a young ascending team, not, like at the tail end of when the Red Wings were making the playoffs 25, 26 consecutive years. You could tell that team was just fading. It wasn't, it was kind of like what the Pistons did. They were making the playoffs, but they were getting swept out of the first round. Is that really valuable when you got a Blake Griffin who's not going to get healthier, And so that was kind of the Red Wings at the tail end of that 25, 26, whatever it was year run. And now it just feels like they're working their way back to where it's going to be there for a long time once we get there.
And because we're not even talking about what they have in the system. So last game I was talking to Dan Cleary, who's the head of the player development in the organization, and whether it's Johansson or Edvidson or Carter Mazer and stuff like this, there's a lot of guys in the minors, Amadeus Lombardi, that are players and good players. And you know what? A lot of them probably will be part of this team, but the fact is you're developing guys that gives you assets that other teams might want too. So definitely, Steve Yzerman came out and said it when he made the Kane deal. It says we have enough scoring to make the playoffs so we can keep the goaltending up. So to me, just told you that he's all in, and we'll be buyers if the right person's out there. Somebody asked me in the chat thread, who do you think he'd be, looking on or focusing on right now? I would think it's got to be some defensive help. But again, Stevie knows best. Hashtag why is he playing 1919?
All right, coming up next, we are going to do Ask BDE. So you got a question, get it in the chat right now. You can ask Jeff anything. You can ask Spencer anything. You can ask me anything. Or you can ask D-Mac anything. Get it in the chat right now. But first, somebody tell me about Dispo.
I will. Experience Dispo Romeo, a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere mixed with fresh variety of inventory for Michigan's largest variety of products. The first ever cannabis mall of its kind, conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo. Dispo Romeo, now open late until midnight. Every day except Sunday. Can it get any better than that? I think not. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Join Woodward Sports and Spenny's new favorite, Long Drink, live every home game for the official Lions VIP tailgate party, Easter Market, Shed number 5. Always a bash, starts at 9:30 a.m. till game time. Official tailgate is back. You can party with Woodward Sports. Be treated like a VIP. Food, beverages, entertainment, all included. Get your tickets online today. BullseyeEventGroup.com or win some from Woodward Sports today. Just subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and direct message Lions VIP.
Gonna learn what a long drink is today.
Learn today.
Welcome back to Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. He will be back tomorrow. Darren McCarty is here. Jeff Iafrate absolutely killed it today on the soundboard. We got off to a rough start the first couple breaks, but, I mean, you've been great, Jeff. Congratulations.
It's how you start, Stick, it's how you finish.
Yeah, that's
Maybe it's just the comfortability. I was doing this for the morning show back in the day. It's just feels good.
You know, that's why we play the game and don't throw you away on just a small sample size.
Hey,
If
really
we would have gone off just one break,
real
it's
quick,
just like going off of one game.
Spenny, real quick. Tomorrow, top 5 list. What are we doing? Top 5 what?
Top 5 months of the year.
Top 5 months of the year.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
October's got to be number 1, right?
We won't be here. Stick, give us your top 5.
I would go October. As one. It's like the sporgy. It's when all sports are going on.
It used to be April in the D, but now it's October.
I love the sporgy, man. Like you get professional basketball starts, football season's going, baseball's usually closing in, World Series, so that's great. Hockey's underway. I mean, that's the apex of sports for me. Then you get Halloween, one of the greatest holidays. Girls get dressed up, go out to the club, make everything slutty. Love that. Good time. Love candy.
Yeah.
Eat a lot of candy.
Han Solo season.
Yeah, Han Solo season starts. Cider mills start. I mean, it's good weather. What's not to like about October? I'd throw December next because you get Christmas. Yeah. How do you not? One day.
How do you not?
One day. July in my top 3 because summertime, 4th of July, America. Why not?
How do you not?
RP Fish.
Yeah, and then July. I go August and September. We'll throw those in there too.
It's fair.
I could do away with the winter months. March,
Nicely
St.
done.
Patrick's Day. That's a good.
Nicely done. Spenny, you got that picture?
Yes, I do.
Hey, guys, check this out just in case for everybody out there. The old guard handing it over to the new guard. Yes. Black
The
Santa's
passing of the torch.
valet, Terry Foster, on the right.
Good to see
side.
Terry was taking it serious.
Hey. The old and the new. There it is. The new Detroit sports media president.
Can we talk about Terry's outfit? Can you throw that back out there real quick?
That's clutch.
He's got the tight ripped jeans. He's got the
brown boots rocket.
He's got the black Eskimo hat.
Definitely works.
The ugly Detroit Christmas sweater.
That's not ugly though.
Terry's a legend.
He's an absolute legend.
And
And
Neil
look at the
Rule.
hat.
Look at Neil Rule. I mean,
Is
he
that-
obviously
is
got his
that
haircut at Lady
Is
Jane's.
that like a
It's a tube.
Yeah. Rocking it. Look at those two guys.
I love Terry.
Let's see. Ask Jeff when lumberjacking tree falls when you start your wedge cut. Do you do the horizontal cut first or the angled cut?
Damn it! I wear a flannel, and now hey, D-Mac, he gave me the talk already. You are who you hang with. I wear a flannel. Now I'm a lumberjack. That's fair. But go with the angled cut.
D-Mac, Mike G wants to know who's the toughest NHL middleweight you ever fought in your career.
Shane Churla. Throws machine gun, like nail guns. Yeah, he played it. Yeah, exactly.
Would you rather fight a big guy that was slow and more powerful, or a fast guy
I'd
that
rather
can punch
fight
you?
a guy that couldn't kill you with a punch. So I don't mind getting bloody, breaking stuff or whatever, stand in there in a punch in the face contest. You know, like Ryan Vandenbush and I had some great punch in the face contests, and Todd Simpson, like guys like that, but they weren't gonna like Joey Koshy or Tony Twist you and break your face in half.
I love Huron Mark. I love this too because he's obviously watching the watch parties. Spenny and D-Mac, can we try leaving out betting talk during the watch party? That's not pro Lions. I don't care if someone needs Taysom Hill or Kamara to pull through. He's talking about you, Spenny, last week.
We're not leaving out betting talk.
No way, no how.
Not a
That's
chance.
That's part of it.
It's like 70%.
It's about if these degenerates would only bet on the Lions game, then we could stick it there. But they got bets all over the world. I gotta sweat this guy and this guy. And
I had Sam Laporta and David Montgomery as well as anytime touchdown bets. They just happened to hit in the
hey,
first
did
5
you
minutes.
guys, by the way? Hey, I was doing a signing on Sunday, so I apologize I wasn't here. But I hope every time Laporta caught the ball or scored a touchdown, you said D-Max guy Sam Laporta. Yeah. did you address it? I might have to go back to the archives.
Yeah, it was not said. I can confirm.
Well, you know what?
I'm not
That's
even
some
gonna lie to you.
bullshit.
Yeah, not gonna lie to you.
My guy had an interception. My guy had a touchdown in a big game.
Yeah.
Balled out.
Well, thank you guys for joining the show today. I appreciate filling in with all these legends. Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, of course, the lumberjack over there, the man, the myth, the legend.
Stig.
Huh?
Other than D-Mac, you're the legend here.
No question.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. You're too kind. You're too kind. You're too kind. Neil will be back tomorrow donning his new crown. And, pay him a compliment in the chat. Let him know that we're proud of him and everything that he's doing in media. Neil Rule has come a long way. He's a mentor to a lot of guys around here, and he's very good at what he does. So congratulations to Neil Rule. We are out. Big D Energy, Ermanni Edwards with Maz up next.
The internet will be good.